this house is different. I mean, just look at it. There's gotta be something crazy going on in there.
I don't know. I bet the people who live there are super nice, and they have tons of kids, and they sit on this big table they have right in the middle of their house, and they have family dinners every night. Well, except for Thursdays, because that's a movie day.
Movie day?
Yeah, movie day, where they have popcorn for dinner, and they watch movies all night, and they never have fights about whose turn it is. Wouldn't that be awesome?
Okay, I wish, but you've got it all wrong. It's actually an old man who collects Christmas trees. And the entire house is just filled with Christmas trees everywhere. The whole house smells like fresh pine, and he has a different pot for each plant that him and his much younger husband painted themselves. I mean, it's practically the arboretum in there, with only one kind of plant, but there are absolutely no ornaments.
No ornaments? How could they?
Yeah, no ornaments. All their friends just keep trying to buy them ornaments for their trees, but they just throw them away in their basement. The basement is a whole different story. All ornaments, no trees.
Okay, so the real question is, which room is better?
The tree part. I mean, think about it. That's where they wake up every day, where they eat breakfast, where they're silly, where they're happy, sad, angry. That's where their whole world is. If they wanted to, the trees could be sold around Christmas time, or they could plant them in their backyard, but they don't, because they let their world be what they want it to be. They see the beauty in the trees without the decoration. The trees themselves are special, and the trees are what make them special.
I mean, okay, but like, they're full-on grown-up adults. Maybe if you were keeping a bunch of ornate spoons or something, maybe then it would be special. But honestly, it's just weird.
Come on, don't be like that.
I mean, sure, special is good, but too special is a thing. The family that actually lives there is the right kind of special. They have complicated insect jokes only they can understand. They drink sparkling water because it reminds them of fireworks. They say goodnight to each other even if everyone's in bed and they have to yell it around the house.
Good night, everyone!
Just like that. Getting each other cups of water. They always make birthday cards for each other. They listen. Always. They don't let each other walk out of the house after a fight and go play a stupid game with their friends. They don't let each other feel unwanted.
Are you sure we're still talking about the family in this house?
I guess not. I just still can't believe they haven't called me at least. I mean, I've been walking around for what feels like hours.
This is so hard, but you have to know that they care about you. I promise.
How can I? How can I keep playing silly games like this if I'm not sure it'll be worth going home when we're done? I mean, it's just a house on a corner of a street. There's nothing that special about it. You would come up with why these people matter and their whole life stories. I just want my life, my family, and my stories to matter as much as we care about these random people's.
I don't know what to say. I really wish I knew what to say. Maybe we can keep going?
Sure.
This time we can figure it out together. What if they're planning on going on a huge backpacking trip across the country, and maybe they're even thinking of going up to Canada?
Yeah, the goal is Canada, and they don't really care which part, but right now they're spending all their time dehydrating a bunch of foods to bring them on the trails. And they're holding cooking competitions every week to see whose recipe's the best.
'Cause duh, they're also working on writing a cookbook. It's a mixture of folk tales and recipes, and it's called The Sasquatch and His Rehydrated Cheese.
I'd buy it.
Of course you'd buy it. Once it hits the shelves, it's gonna be like a New York Times bestseller or something. Do they even do that for cookbooks? Whatever, not the point. Anyway, they've put everything into this book, except the house. Underneath the house, they're building a machine that will teleport them to Canada instead of having to hike all the way there. Because secretly, I don't really like hiking very much. I just really love making dehydrated food and Canadian stuff like maple syrup and reindeer.
Okay, weird, but I'll go with it. The only problem with their teleportation machine is that so far, you can only teleport them to Wyoming. And I mean, who wants to go to Wyoming?
Wait, what do you mean? Who wants to go to Wyoming? Wyoming's cool. They're the first state to give women the right to vote.
Wait, really? Never would have expected that. Okay, anyway, they still have a long way to go before they make it to Canada. And so far, Wyoming's all they've got. But because of being in Wyoming so much, they've learned how to ride horses, which would open up a whole new market for them. Along with that Sasquatch book, they're definitely creating a line of dehydrated horse food.
Yeah. Wait, what do horses even eat?
I don't know. Lettuce or something? Wait, maybe not lettuce, because that's like mostly water. Maybe they make something that horses really like. But in Wyoming, business is booming, which is how they have the money to build their machine in the first place.
Yeah, sadly our town doesn't have a major dehydrated horse food consumer base. It's a hard life out there for the dehydrated food chefs of the world. I give them my best though.
Yeah, that's funny. I mean, after all, we made up this whole life story for this family to not support their economic ventures? That would be absurd, outrageous, preposterous. Oh, I forgot to add, I feel like that house is one of those houses that has like 0 wall space. I feel like they have so many pictures everywhere. Some repeats because even though they may not have like a bajillion amazing memories, they want to remember the really good moments all the time. And they're not really art people, except they have this odd landscape of Canada like right in the middle of their house because they gotta commit, you know?
Yeah, I was just about to say, I feel like they wake up every day to the Canadian national anthem. And they're kind of sick of it, but it's so embedded in their personality that they just can't. And since it's like the first 30 seconds of their alarm, that's all they know.
Yeah, that's funny. Imagine if all I think the song is the first 30-ish seconds. I hope they never have to sing at a hockey game or something once they finally make it to Canada.
Did they ever make it to Canada?
I think so. I hope so. Just not for a long time. Right now, they're focused on conquering the great feminist state of Wyoming. And I mean, what could go wrong?
I wonder what those two are talking about.